Disclaimer. Now, this video is going to be eye-opening. The United States is the only country on the planet that has suggested that XRP is a security. The idea that XRP is a security when it has traded out there for more than 8 years is kinda bizarre, let alone the fact that there were no regulations at all as to what is and what isn't a security. If XRP really was a security, they should have known that a long time ago. Right, guys? Hey guys, glad to have you back. For today's video, we are also going to be covering the Great Reset, and the end game is going to be with the XRP. We are going to connect the dots and reveal the people behind this, their concepts, the layouts, and the agendas that they are trying to implement are going to be exposed today. We also need to come together just so we can stop them from implementing their wicked agendas upon us. Let's just put an end to all of this. So if you're someone who likes to stay updated about the current cryptocurrency matters, you're in the right place. Make sure to watch the video until the end. Before diving into the video, if you love money and crypto, like the video and subscribe to the channel to watch more such videos. So without further ado, let's get into that video, shall we? Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, has recently been posting a series of tweets, not directly, but we know what he's referring to, and so do you guys. Elon Musk said, "If you scare people enough, they will demand removal of freedom. This is the path of tyranny." Likewise, he said, "Canadian truckers rule." We know what you did there, Musk. Now, the biggest takeaway from this involves the Prime Minister of the Netherlands, who was completely exposed for lying in front of the media. Then we have Alberta from Canada, the Premier talking about Klaus Schwab. We are going to put this all together for you to understand. Similarly, a video of Klaus Schwab preaching Justin Trudeau, and Emmanuel Macron has also been brought to light. It is being said that the Canadians are angry and frustrated with the unvaccinated. Likewise, Macron's vows to piss off the unvaccinated sparks outrage. In a video that has been rolling around on social media, we can see Klaus Schwab preaching what Justin Trudeau and Emmanuel are doing. The video says, "What we are proud of now is the young generation like Prime Minister Trudeau of Brazil certainly penetrating the cabinets." So yesterday, I was under the reception for the Prime Minister, and I know that half of his cabinet, or even more, are actually young global leaders of sovereignty. In Argentina and in France, the president is a young global leader. Now what's happening here is that they are completely brainwashing and planning to ruin Canada and apparently France as well. Honestly, we believe this is a whole world problem, and we thought we needed to cover this on our channel. You can have all the wealth in this world, ladies and gentlemen, but if the world is not in a good mindset, then it's just not going to be a happy place to live in. You can't just divide individuals on the basis of being vaccinated or unvaccinated. Now you guys, we believe, are smart enough to understand where we are going with this, but we need to picture this. We may need to know the end game. Another interesting thing that recently happened is that Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, held a seat as the board of directors for the World Economic Forum. As far as we know, there is no other digital asset CEO that is part of this, and we want you guys to really let that sink in when it comes to Ripple XRP's future. In our older videos, we have shown you some solid evidence relating to the United Nations and the World Economic Forum. Just know that they are all correlated. Now, stick with us because you are going to be completely shocked by the time we end this video. In addition, make sure to leave your remarks on the matter in the comments section down below. There's a lot going on, the governments are colliding with each other, and we have got liars, and we have a lot of propaganda on every social media stream outlet, and this is where it ends. We need them to let us go back to being normal and free. Now, we have the video of the Premier of Alberta, which is going to go into the video of Mark, the Prime Minister of the Netherlands, and the question that was asked from the Prime Minister. The question that was asked from the Prime Minister was, "Do you know the book, The Great Reset by Klaus Schwab?" And the Prime Minister went ahead and lied on the spot and then took a retracement of what he had said before. How embarrassing and awful is that? The video of the Premier of Alberta that we are talking about says, "This critic recently raised concerns about this, and then he was attacked by some in the media and by the liberals for supposedly circulating conspiracy theories." Well, The Great Reset is actually the name of a book by a very prominent advocate of it. His name is Klaus Schwab, and he sent me a copy. I guess he sent one to every government leader around the world, and Klaus Schwab's thesis in his book is that the governments and the society should seize the opportunity of the public health and economic crisis to reimagine the world and radically change policies. Now, in what ways I would describe it as a grab bag of left-wing ideas for less freedom and more government intervention for policies that would, I think, create massive poverty. It is particularly the energy policy that he is advocating. So, Klaus Schwab, by the way, is the president and founder of the World Economic Forum, also known as the Davos Summit. I call it the biggest gathering of global hypocrites in history. It's like a little ski village in Switzerland, and every February, I think, a couple of thousand super rich people, a lot of billionaires, millionaire, global CEOs, and politicians fly into Davos with hundreds of private airplanes. They go into Switzerland, and they spend a week basically lecturing the rest of the world, including especially working women and men, about how they should reduce their carbon footprint. The hypocrisy in that crowd is so thick that you can't even cut it with a knife, and so no, I'm not going to take any policy direction from Klaus Schwab or his ilk in what I find offensive. Look, the so-called Great Reset is not a conspiracy theory, it is an actual set of concrete proposals. And now we are going to talk about the video of Prime Minister of Netherlands, in which he says, I do not know this book, but I would like to advise Mr. Merjolin not to look too much into the conspiracy theories. I also watched those fascinating YouTube videos that explain how 9/11 didn't happen or that it happened in a different way. They are nicely put together, but most of the time it's just what it is, a conspiracy theory. The person who asked the question then says, it surprises me that the first question I asked Mr. Root, since I have been sworn in as a member of parliament, was answered with a lie. I have a letter dated November 26, 2020 from Mr. Root to Mr. Klaus Schwab in which he thanks Mr. Schwab for sending him his book and he calls it a hopeful analysis for a better future. Could Mr. Root dig into his memory? It was less than a half year ago. I don't know how long your memories remain active, but you can probably dig this up somewhere. So please, answer my first question again, but this time with honesty. Mr. Root then answered by saying, well, the honest answer is that it is a letter out of politeness because unfortunately, you cannot read all books that get sent in, but you do want to send a friendly thank you letter to the one who sent you a book. The member of parliament said, so Mr. Root is saying that he didn't lie to me, but he lied to Mr. Klaus Schwab. I have another question. Mr. Schwab pleads in his book for resetting our world. He wants to replace our parliamentary democracy with a global technocracy. He pleads for the end of private property, and apparently, Mr. Root is not even aware that he called this a hopeful analysis for a better future. How is it possible that Mr. Root values a book that has a neo-communist message while he did not even read this book? So this is exactly what we have been talking about. How embarrassing is it to just admit the truth when you just lied about it? That said, that's it for today's video. Tell us in the comments section what you think about this video. Also, tell us what you want to see next. Don't forget to hit that bell icon and see you in the next video.